You guys are watching the Dallas Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. We're breaking down now some of my draft trade ideas. What it would roughly cost for the Cowboys to go up or down or get a player or two in this year's NFL draft. The Cowboys historically have been willing to be aggressive with their options and moving around up and down the board. They've got 9 picks this year, including 4 fifth-rounders. Now, unfortunately, those fifths are not that valuable. If you're trying to package the fifths to move up in like round 1 or round 2, really not going to work much for you. But those options give you some flexibility on day 3. But for now, we're focused in more on the early rounds, the first and the second. So, first trade idea. The Cowboys move way up in the first round. I'm talking, you're jumping into the top 10. And the rough trade idea here involves the Carolina Panthers, who might just want to get out and get more draft capital because their team is not in great shape and they want to try to keep their jobs a little bit. They've got no second, no third. Now, this trade favors Dallas. I use the trade value chart because it provides a better rough estimation of what picks are worth, right? This favors Dallas. I think this year it might be cheaper than it is in normal years to move up because there's no QBs commanding you give up all that capital. So a first, a second, and a third. It's a lot. It is a lot to do it. Here are your premium trade targets then in the end. The guys you would give up your entire draft this year to go acquire. And again, make no mistake, this would be more of a, we're going all out for a position player. And I don't think safety really fits that mold. If you're panicking on Kelvin Joseph, maybe Sauce Gardner makes some sense, but I'd be looking trench player. Kayvon Thibodeaux, if you love him, sure. I think Evan Neal or Ikem Ekwonu would be your best fit. I probably wouldn't give up all of this to go acquire one of those guys. I love them as prospects. They would be my immediate left guard starter and my long-term left tackle, but that's a lot. Your first, your second, and your third to get number 6, that is a premium cost. So I don't think I would go that route in the end. We'll get to another couple of round 1 trade ideas, but first, will the Cowboys make a trade in round 1? Let me know in the comments section. One for yes, 0 for no. This is going to be the pinned comments on today's video, so if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Trade idea number 2 is move up a little bit in the first round. Move up the medium amount to acquire a secondary premier guy who is sliding down your board. This one works out pretty well trade value-wise. First and a second for the Texans pick at number 13. And you're not going to get one of those, I would assume, those first 5 guys I mentioned, if they were there. I got a lot of interest at that point. But you could still get a premium impact player who you like a lot. So, the names to watch here. Charles Cross, Devin Lloyd, Jordan Davis in particular. Those are the 3 players the Cowboys brought in for pre-draft visits, even though the likelihood is they are not there at pick 24, which makes it interesting why the Cowboys show interest in them. Other names to watch there, Derek Stingley, Garrett Wilson. If you're, again, worried about Kelvin, if you want a big-time receiver, I get all that. It's just a matter, for receiver for Wilson, just a matter of, do you want to give up your second as well? Maybe not for the receiver. The O-line, maybe. Now, if the Cowboys do make a move, we'll be live during it on our Chat Sports YouTube channel, youtube.com/chatsportstv. If you haven't already, go subscribe to the number 1 spot for the entire NFL draft. It's with us here at Chat Sports. Link will be in the comment section and in the description. All right, draft idea number 3 here. Some of you want to move down. Let's explore what it would cost. And in general, I like moving down more than I like moving up because I've always got needs to fill. Now, despite what the trade sims, the mock draft sims might have told you, this is about the right value for the Cowboys to move down with KC. Dallas gets a third-round pick, 103, to move down 5 spots. I am very on board with doing this in the event I can secure one of my guards, one of my receivers in round 1. Now, I don't think all 3 guys will be there for you, of Kenyon Green, Zion Johnson, Treylon Burks. If they are, well, then I go, you know what, maybe I can trade down and acquire more picks and still get the guy I might have taken in round 1. If you can promise me that, then I'm all for it. I also, again, I don't know if both guards are really going to slide down to you in the end. So how many NFL draft trades do you think the Cowboys will end up making? They'll probably do at least one. I doubt they keep all 4 fifth-rounders, but they kept all their picks after they traded down the first time last year. So who knows? Let me know in the comments. All right, number 4 idea. Move all the way out of round 1. This scenario really only makes sense to me if all your guards, all your receivers, etc., are off the board. If you are picked over in the same way you were when you didn't get your corners last year. Now, moving down in round 1, there are some good targets. The same range, all teams picking by each other. The Jets, the Giants, and the Texans. The Jets are picking at 35, the Giants at 36, and the Texans at 37. So, to move down to that spot, you'd expect about the same package. I will make note that the Cowboys and Giants have a fairly decent working relationship, despite being NFC rivals. That's been okay for the Cowboys. I mean, so it is with Philadelphia, for example. If you move down from 24 to 36, or whether it's 34, 35, 37, you would expect your third-round pick back, a third-round pick back. Unless your guys are gone, I don't want to move down that far this year. So what would you do if you were Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, Will McClay? Type U for trade up or type D for trade down. Let me know in the comments. And while you guys are down there, make sure you're subscribed to us here at Chat Sports, youtube.com/Cowboys TV. The Cowboys Report is your one-stop shop for everything on YouTube about the Dallas Cowboys. If you love them, then subscribe right now. All right, trade idea 5A and 5B. Trade for a player, and as you'll see, it's really players. With those day 3 picks, I think the market inefficiency in the NFL right now is to go trade them for proven players. Your 5th-round pick could be anything. It could be a Donovan Wilson. It could be a Dak Prescott. It could be an Anthony Brown. It could also be a Michael Jackson, a Joe Jackson, and you get nothing out of them. So, first trade idea, Grady Jarrett for a 5th. Now, remember, you got to do something with Jarrett's contract. Either the Falcons eat some money, he takes a pay cut, you extend him. You can't bring him in because you don't want to bring him in at his current cap hit. But you take the guard in round 1, address edge, offensive line, receiver early, and then get a premier DT for a 5th. Do more of those Robert Quinn-style trades. And my 6th idea, to an extent, I guess, here. How about you go trade for a receiver? The Bucs right now have way too many receivers on their roster. They're not going to keep everybody barring injury. So, I'm going to take advantage of that. I will offer the Bucs my 6th rounder. Let's bring Jalen Darden home, much to the delight of producer Jeremy. I want to go do it. I think that's a fantastic idea. If you could get him, I think he could be your receiver 4 or whatever, and you feel great about that spot as far as I'm concerned. So when it comes to players, name a player who you guys want to trade for. Keep it somewhat realistic. I'm looking more of those trade away a late pick to get somebody decent that the current team either doesn't want it for the timeline, whatever, i.e. you're not going to get Debo for a 5th. But let me know a player you guys want to trade for in the comments section. Trade idea number 6, A/B. Moving up in the 2nd round. Now, this is what I think the Cowboys might have a little bit more interest in doing if there's a premier receiver or edge they desperately want to go take. So 2 trade ideas, right? First up, Cowboys get to 40 for their second and their third. Trade value works out really well from that standpoint. If you want to keep your third, you could get to 48 and instead send your 4th round pick out. Now, maybe you get lucky and the value in round 2 isn't what other teams want, so you can trade up higher, but that's about the right value on the trade value chart for what it would cost to get up. So a long list of names to watch out for here. Tyler Linderbaum. I don't think the Cowboys love him, but if he's there in round 2, I'd be screaming for it. If you go receiver, what if Kenyon Green slides down in round 1? I'd jump on it. If you go guard, Sky Moore, George Pickens, Jahan Dotson, if one of those guys is there at receiver, go do it. If you want a premium edge, Ebba Katie. Maybe if you trust David Ojabo to come back soonish at edge, Boye Mafe. Logan Hall's the guy they like as kind of a hybrid DE defensive tackle. And Bernard Raymond, who they brought in for a visit, who I don't like in round 1, but I do like more so in round 2, who I would rather not trade up for. But that's your list of 10 guys you could hypothetically go up and get.